Oh, hello, Sagey. We're here to talk about MeUndies.
What? Who made my name?
Who did that sound like? Like a little leprechaun?
Pelican, yeah.
A leprechaun named Declan?
Yep.
MeUndies.com/TESD. Shipping is free in the United States and Canada, and you can save up to $8 a pair with a subscription plan. You get a subscription or a single pair, and 20% comes off your first order. Because whether you're wearing a suit or sweats, you spend almost 24 hours a day in your underwear. Unless you're free balling, which MeUndies looks down on. But instead of making a statement, like Superman's tights under his everyday clothes, your underwear is boring, Sagey.
It's boring.
It is boring. You know it's not boring? MeUndies. Every pair of MeUndies is made from sustainably sourced modal.
Oh, yeah.
Fabric that's twice as soft as cotton.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for.
I don't know what we're waiting for. Because nothing can describe the fit and feel of MeUndies. But once you try them on, you'll understand why they're called the world's most comfortable underwear. If you don't love your first pair of MeUndies, they're free. No questions asked.
What?
You heard me. MeUndies.com/TESD. Tell them, Steve Dave.
Tell him, Dave.
Father's Day's coming up. Probably the most important day, maybe just trailing right behind Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you want to get your old man?
I'm gonna get you a nature box.
Another nature box subscription?
Yeah.
Well, guess it.
I'm telling. I have to get in the shower. I have to do my hair.
You know, it's hard to just do it off the riff, right? Let's just do a start. Come on, I just started again. Father's Day is coming up. Probably the second most important holiday out of the year, probably behind Christmas. Jesus' birthday is probably more important. But what are you thinking about getting me this year? What was that? What was a eye roll?
You shouldn't bring up Jesus in an ad.
Why?
Because people don't like that.
Why?
People don't like that.
Why, everybody loves God. What are you talking about?
No, they don't.
Why, that's offensive to some people?
Yeah.
Like who?
Like to people who are don't believe in that.
Yeah, guess where they're going.
And then the people will be like, ew, they're stupid. They actually believe in that stuff. Oh, they're so dumb. I can't even listen to people that are dumb.
Well, guess where they're going to be burning?
Okay,
well, we're up in heaven. They'll be burning in.
Okay, but
heck.
But still, that's not going to change their opinion, and that you can't.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, start over. Father's Day is coming up, Alicia. Probably the second most. Wait a minute. I mentioned Christmas though, and that's okay to say Christmas, but you can't mention Christmas and Jesus at the same time. You weren't worried about when I said Christmas.
Yeah, I know.
How come?
Because no one's really. When you think of Christmas, the first thing you don't think about is, Jesus' birthday.
And that's why America is going down the toilet.
This is not about that. This is about Nature Box.
You're right. Okay, let me start over. Okay, Nature Box. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Stop.
Why?
I started off the wrong way. Okay, go. Father's Day is coming up, Alicia, and I would probably put it at the second most important holiday on the calendar behind Christmas. It's a big, big day. What are you getting your old man this year?
I was thinking maybe I would get you a Nature Box.
Nature Box? What's that?
Nature Box makes over 100 ridiculously delicious snacks that are made with better-for-you ingredients. Simply choose what snacks you want, and they're delivered right to you. Nature Box is constantly adding new and interesting snacks for you to discover every month. Plus, they believe that you shouldn't eat something you don't like. So if you try a snack and you don't like it, Nature Box will place it in your next box for free. Can't do that with your other snacks. So if you want one, go to...
I do want one. Oh, I do.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Well, then you can go to naturebox.com/TESD right now to get 2 bags of delicious snacks without any of the junk for free. That's naturebox.com/TESD for 2 free bags of bold and unique snacks delivered right to you. naturebox.com/TESD to get 2 bags of snacks free.
If that's what you're getting me, that may be the best Father's Day present you ever got me.
Yeah.
God bless Nature Box. I want a worm? You got to put that on your pole.
getting hooked in an arm. I give it like that a 1.
My dad has not caught anything because he is not the expert.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. The first, we've been doing this for 6 years now, and the first annual Father's Day edition. Boom!
And I think the very first one recorded pre-10 a.m., right?
Yeah, we're here in the wee hours.
We did some live ones for the morning show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
This morning show, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, did I say morning?
Yeah, come on.
I meant morning. I
I
apologize.
almost jumped over this table. I almost flipped it.
Fucking with the brand!
Thank God you corrected yourself so quick.
I'm sorry, guys.
TMZ. I'd say I'm smart. I smucked up.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this one. It's a bit going back to an old school trick, going to some pre-recorded audio and commenting on it, like a la Making Hay and Marshall
It's
Manlove.
a format that I believe we created.
We should have fucking copyrighted it.
We should have copyrighted Baby Hitler. We should have copyrighted 1 True 3. How many people, like somebody wrote in, they said, Jesus, who was it? Jimmy Fallon, I think, was playing 1 True 3 with...
Did he call it 1 True 3? Or it just, because I think the concept is pretty, I believe it was like in a 1950s black and white game show that I actually saw video content of it once.
so it's in public domain.
Yeah, I don't think Tell 'em Steve Dave can rightfully lay claim
Give
to.
Jimmy Fallon shit.
Yeah.
There's also like a makeup company. They call it 1 True 3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maybe we could sue them. Gotta sue somebody.
I heard a rumor that I'm like third cousins with Jimmy Fallon.
Really?
Yeah, it hasn't helped me out at all.
Huh.
I think
Who's spreading this rumor?
what I had heard was that his mother and my father, their first kiss was each other, but they were also like second cousins. Like some weird story.
All that going on in Staten Island.
This is what I heard.
Maxwell's laughing his ass off. Oh, the irony.
No, I think it was Frank 6 or 7.
Frank Six, right. Did I say much?
Frank 5 was like, no, me too.
Wait a minute, so your father... This is good to kick off the Father's Day episode.
I don't remember. I'll do some research into it. But from what I understand, when my father was a wee lad years ago, his first kiss was like a second or third cousin of his, and that's Jimmy Fallon's mother.
Really?
So I guess by that I'm like fourth or sixth cousins. I don't know. I guess we're all six cousins in a way.
Or TMZ bait, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon's incestuous
Yeah.
fucking...
I've never met the guy. So
You will.
I don't know.
You think he'll be on Jimmy Fallon's show someday?
I
He seems to like
think it
everyone.
would have happened already if it was going to happen.
When we were at Big Apple Con, we saw Seth Meyers.
Him, I know.
That dude glows. Like what I'm telling you, man.
does that mean?
There's 2 people I've seen in life that glowed, and one was who's that real religious actor, blonde hair? What the fuck was he in? He might have been in The Passion of the Christ or something.
What do you mean by glows?
Like there's just something like he has like
I
an
know what he's
aura,
talking
right?
about. Yeah, there's something about them that like you can't take your eyes off them, and they permeate this kind of like weird like. Did you ever see like in Predator when Arnold could see the Predator kind of come into play a little bit?
What the fuck is
Yeah, he was.
I've been on the show 3 times. I think I've met him countless times. I've never looked at him and been like, he glows.
No, there's like
He's a nice dude, but I've
like an aura about him. An aura that like it's almost like also a protective shield. Like if I were to go near him, I would start like my heart would beat slower.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know. He's a really good guy, but I've never gotten a glowing vibe off
Well,
him.
you glow too, so it's probably
I
why
glow?
you're a fucking lizard motherfucker over here. I mean, it's more of like a radioactive 3 Mile Island type glow.
Oh, yeah, your fucking radar's off if you think I glow.
The definition of glow may maybe have to be redefined. Remember Glow, Gorgeous
Ladies of Wrestling?
Oh, I love that. You see the documentary Netflix put on about it last year?
No.
You should watch it. They did a documentary about them.
Really?
And caught up with them now, the ones that are still alive.
Were they gorgeous
good.
or were? Because I don't recall them being gorgeous.
They were not. But there was a
Were
certain.
they gorgeous 80s style?
I don't even know if they were gorgeous 80s style.
Boy.
They were kind of like extras in a Cyndi Lauper video. But they, but if you watch that documentary, like they were it's impressive in how totally from the hip the whole thing was. Like they just made shit up as they went. A lot like this show. Like they just made it up as they went along. It's pretty interesting.
Would it be safe to say, because you're definitely the wrestling go-to guy at the table? Would it be safe to say, or would I be out of line that wrestling moved towards more of beauty female wrestlers and got away from women who wrestled who were like that looked like just guys in a wig?
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, they became.
Like you had no idea that it wasn't two guys wrestling.
Yeah,
because that's what I remember. I remember Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. They were like their frames were huge.
Some of them, yeah.
I don't mean fat. I mean they were like extremely large, broad-shouldered women. But now, whenever I catch flipping around, and I see women in a wrestling ring, they look like models.
Yeah.
Yeah, are there any throwbacks?
There are one or two of the more solid ones, but even they're all dolled up too.
Yeah,
like China was maybe one of the last big ones.
China was a beast.
And they,
well, Ric Flair's daughter wrestles now, and she's not masculine per se, but she doesn't really go for that model type thing.
Do you miss or do you like which does BQ prefer if he has his choice of watching women wrestling?
Well, look, the main thing is like they can wrestle and they're good. Like
who?
The female wrestlers.
You don't mind, like you'll watch if a female on female match comes on, you don't turn it off and fast forward to the next, right? You watch everything.
Of course.
You'll watch a beauty or a beast. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they really don't have any beasts anymore. I guess is what Walt's getting at. But they put on one of the best matches that I saw so far this year was a females match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes they feel they have a lot to prove, so they go a little bit more.
And their boobs pop out a lot too.
No, unfortunately, no.
Really?
I'm always seeing I'm
always seeing online where it's like, I never know their names, but so-and-so, and it's like a quick, like, boob.
No,
Mike told me that his son cried when China died.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't realize that, like...
How old is his son?
It's got to be...
31.
That's real to me.
I think he's, Alicia's age, so he's got to be, like, 12... or 11.
China was a big deal.
That's what I said to him. I was like, I can't even believe that China was on his radar. I mean, hadn't she retired before he was even born? And he goes, well, he has YouTube. That was his. So I was pwned.
Okay. Yeah. Like shit. All right.
You can't.
I don't begrudge him his tears. China doll died right before Prince. Which totally, like, whenever you die and then somebody huge dies.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
She changed her name legally to China.
Oh, it wasn't China Doll? Because I remember there was that big lawsuit.
And then she couldn't use the name China, and then she legally changed her name to China, and that's how she got around it.
And then she made some hot porn.
I don't know about hot, but she made porn. She was a She-Hulk in one. And she had, like, green body paint. And she fucked Hawkeye, I think.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hawkeye?
Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye, okay.
I actually may need to sue somebody over this 1 True 3 thing or Baby Hitler or something. Update on Princess Mitch 2016.
Has the tab gone up or gone down?
Oh, my God. Does it ever go down, dude?
Well, it was up to $8,000 when last we heard, right?
Yeah, like $7,500. And I got a call the other day that they're like, well, the fluid is almost all out of her, but it's changed into a different type of fluid, and we don't typically see this, and it's called Kyla fluid, and they're like, there's all these explanations as to how it maybe eroded some of the interior of like a lymph node or something. A gland, so they're like, well, we may need to go into surgery and sew that up. New estimate,
10.
If it was 10, I'd be like, I guess I won't sue anybody.
12.
Between 14 to 15.
Oh my God.
This is insanity, right?
Yeah, we're getting into areas of where
we're getting into fucking. My cat's really sick, and please donate to my GoFundMe.
Well, what about? Well, you could. Here's
how hard would it be
time.
to embezzle from Marco's GoFundMe account?
But there's a perfect time to announce the newest Tell 'em Steve Dave product designed just for this just for this type of emergency. The new 4-color Demon jersey's up for pre-order, right?
It should be, yeah. It will be by now.
All right.
Because I told them to put it up yesterday. Yes, the 4-color Demon jersey.
You gotta be excited about this, right?
I am. I'm wearing my shirt right now.
All right, but the jersey looks snapping. Is that a right word? Snapping?
No, it is. I mean, popping.
Well, that sounds like it's corny, though. Snapping.
Yeah, snapping is way more hip.
Car and shit.
But it's up there. It looks good, man.
It looks real good, and it's a lighter weight jersey for the summer, practice type jersey.
How many of the Whoa 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 patches do we have, Walt?
How many left?
Yeah.
We are running thin on them, but I have some. Why?
Because I'm going to Comic-Con in San Diego this year.
Right.
And if I bring like 10, 15.
Oh, yeah, I have that many.
And I give it to the first 10 or 15 people that I see wearing the 4-color Demons hockey jersey, that might simulate some sales to get this cat fucking taken care of.
I mean, I hear this and I'm like, in my mind, she even said, she was like, honestly, most people don't go as far as you've gone.
You got it.
She said, so I understand if, you need to talk about putting her to sleep. And I was like, we don't need to talk about that.
Well, is she in pain?
Yeah.
No, she's eating. She's fine. It's just the fluid there, that they say keeps leaking out.
There's no way you can not do. I mean, I know you. I don't mean like morally. I mean, you won't be able to not do everything you can to help this cat.
Like when I told Sage, like when we first went to visit her, I said, I don't know if I said this last time, but when I said we're going to go see a friend of ours, she's sick in the hospital. I said, the Princess Mitch needed to go see the doctor, and her face immediately, she goes, like just that frowny, like about to burst into tears type shit, the kind of thing she doesn't do when she finds out I'm in the hospital.
Well, that's because, it was like every other day.
Right. She's like, I thought he just lived there.
Well, what could Sage do to earn some money for this?
I don't know. Yeah, you know what?
Like a lemonade stand or some shit like that. Wouldn't you teach her to bite the heads off chickens and put her
like you're a geek from now on. You're going to travel with this carnival. I'll see you in a year. 15,000 chicken heads at $1 each.
So we slaughtered 15,000 chickens for one cat.
Yeah. And then I love when I guess they have to legally. They're like, it's a delicate procedure and the chances are 50-50 and blah, blah, blah. But they said that before with the other thing. So
yeah, that's just to cover their ass.
I just keep knocking wood and crossing fingers and all kinds of shit.
Well, go tellemstevedave.com. You could check out the what it looks like, and if you love animals. Mm-hmm. Maybe you'll wear this.
Yeah. Juju B came to the con this weekend, who has countless pictures.
Who?
Juju B, Julie, she comes to the store. Juju B girl. She gives me those the surf taco cards.
Oh,
girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. On Twitter,
That's right. Yeah, I was like...
I should specify.
Yeah, I thought that was another fucking cat.
Yeah. Like she's even worse.
That's like they're bringing cats now to cons.
Yeah, now she came to the con, and even though she has tons of pictures and would never need to pay, she still paid for pictures with us to.
Oh, for the
Princess
the
Mitch.
cause.
I thought that was very sweet of her. Yeah, and
did she make you fucking smile?
Let's not get crazy. The panel was like the panel made Houston look energetic.
Really, was that bad?
It was cavernous. I mean, it was in a farm complex, which was, it looked like an airplane hangar, like 2 airplane hangars.
Yeah, I saw a picture on Ming's thing.
Massive. And then within the panel room, it looks like bleachers, almost like a basket, like they could play basketball there, except at the very front is this big podium made out of like what looks like ceramic bathroom tile, and that's where they're like they auction off livestock.
Oxen.
Oxens and cows and bulls and shit. Yeah,
and those guys will talk like 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
They that's what you needed up there to get all them farm folk fucking excited to see you guys.
I know, yeah. Should have worn some overalls and been like,
but you couldn't get the fucking these farm folk excited for the comic book man.
Nope. They were just sitting there chewing on weeds, no shoes on. Yeah.
Even Ming fucking dancing and shucking and jiving couldn't raise their pulse rate.
No, they didn't care. Like, we don't care for your big city humor. Tell some jokes about livestock, or at least auction one off.
I saw a picture of Ming where
just get off the stage.
Yeah, fuck off.
He's.
A hay bale drops from the ceiling onto my neck.
Did you see that picture of Ming though, where he?
We were sitting on hay bales, not even chairs.
where he looks unconscious.
What's that?
She's cracking jokes.
Yeah, they're all like arms crossed. Bring on Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh God.
The picture of Ming is?
Yeah, there's a picture of Ming where he's. I guess it was at this con. I saw it, and it's spooky. Like that freaks me out. Like I can't deal with people whose eyes look like they're unconscious when they're open. And that's what it looks like. He looks like he's so drunk, and he's in a toy aisle, and his eyes are. It's really unnerving.
That's on his Instagram?
I don't know where it was. Gidim showed me a picture of it, and it really it's like he's looking into another dimension.
Yeah.
With a grin. Like, remember I told you that you need to make that grin? It's hard to do. Only a few people can achieve it. The grin that goes back onto the backside of their heads. Yeah. He can do it at will. On a whim.
If you guys
yeah, see what I mean? It looks like we're in like a YMCA shower.
Keep going. Let me see who's knocking at that. That's probably the UPS man.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he.
It's him with Captain America.
He was out shenanigans, and I guess they all went to Walmart and put on superhero bike helmets and stuff like
Captain
that.
America is than him. He looks like a woman.
I saw there was a guy who at the con who he dressed as Speed Racer.
Yeah.
He made Ming look like Captain America.
Really?
That's how short this dude was. Oh, speaking of short, you may need to apologize for your grotesquely short comment.
What?
Yeah.
About who?
Someone.
I made a comment about a specific person or in general?
No, you said that, we said, well, what qualifies as grotesquely short?
Right.
And I think you said anything under 5'4".
Can I start by saying that I don't even remember saying this?
Okay.
Okay.
So it was a throwaway comment, but
a dude or a woman?
It's a dude. It turns out our own J Sarge.
Yeah, I've met him. He's a short guy.
He's 5'1". Remember when Q said he was like grotesquely short?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Well, if it makes J Sarge feel better, when I met him, I didn't look at him and think he was grotesquely short.
Right.
So I guess
you were sitting down,
and he was on an apple box.
He had like 2 apple boxes strapped to his feet, like walking around.
How's he play all those instruments when he's that short, though?
I don't know.
He glowed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. J Sarge glowed.
This is fucking damage control.
That's fucking that's Q in fucking furious spin mode.
Seth Meyers, whatever. J Sarge. Talk about a glowing
Where's
motherfucker.
my shades?
What's the UV index around here anyway?
Well, he's not short on charm. All right. Well, then I apologize. I rescind my I'm going to say 4'9" is the new grotesquely short. For
Can it just be short? Does it have to be grotesque?
Because even when you see like a midget or a dwarf, you're not like, oh, grotesque. You're just like, oh wow, there's a short guy.
I don't even think that's a proper term, right? I know there's morbidly grotesque. What's it called? Morbidly obese, right?
Yeah.
But there's not like there's not grotesquely tiny.
I don't think it's an accepted medical term.
He's a grotesque.
Yeah. Like, we got bad news, Jay Sarge. We ran some tests. Turns out you're grotesquely short.
You needed tests. you just couldn't shore him up fucking blood. Eyeball.
Yeah. They're like, all right, here's the final test. They just get out a tape measure. They're like, yes, our suspicions are confirmed.
Or a pencil line on the wall.
This is the average 11-year-old.
Why did you take the spinal fluid?
It hurts so bad. A complete panel of tests.
Wait, did Jay Sarge complain about this?
He didn't really complain, but he just, I think, as a gentle reminder, kind of like, remind Quinn.
What made you remember this? Like, that comment was probably weeks ago.
Because we were talking about, he was talking about how short Ming looked next to Captain America.
Oh, okay.
And then I said I saw a guy at the con who was dressed as Speed Racer, and he made Ming look like Captain America. This dude was so short. I mean, this guy was like he wasn't a dwarf or a midget, but he was like maybe 4.
He's a jockey.
8 or yes, he could have been. He might have been a jockey.
Yeah.
He's probably
we should try to like get the grotesquely short, like thrown out of the lexicon, and just go with.
I think we put it in the lexicon.
It won't be that hard to remove it if we just stop saying it.
Oh, we introduced that into the lexicon. Okay, so if we introduced it, we could get it thrown out now.
All right, it's out. Nobody's saying it anymore.
I'll quickly check the Merck manual to make sure they haven't put it in yet. All right, so Q, as a Father's Day event, we went fishing, and by we, I mean me, Walt, Sunday Jeff, Ming, and we brought Walt brought Alicia, I brought Sage, Sunday Jeff brought Chloe, and Ming brought Harrison.
Okay,
all right.
I was told that you. I had no idea that you are quite the fisherman.
I had a boat for years. I used to love fishing.
You still love? You don't love it no more?
I just don't have time.
But when's the last time you've been fishing?
I went with the Firehouse guys last year.
Who introduced you to? Was it your dad who introduced you to fishing?
I guess like we used to go up to the Poconos for summer, and we used to do like freshwater fishing. And then my ex's brother had a boat on a marina on Staten Island, and he would take me out to saltwater fishing. And I loved it, man. Yeah. I think I loved more just being on the water and being out there than the actual fishing, but I, had fun with fishing too.
All right. So, but you've caught a few in your life.
Oh yeah. I've landed some big ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Q, have you heard about the girl who went out fishing with the 2 Mexican guys?
No, is this a joke?
Is this an old fishing tale?
Yeah. All she came back with was a red snapper. Now that joke was told to me.
Why does it have to be? Yeah, why is that? That's
the thing. This was told to me by a girl, probably circa 1989 or 90, right. And I asked the same question. I said, "Why is it specifically Mexican guys?" And she goes, "That's just the way I heard
it." Do you remember in back growing up, there was like fishing boat and red snappers? Do you remember that there was a girl who got labeled red boat?
Oh yeah,
yeah, because she got, it was 2 dudes, and that was the rumor.
She fought 2 dudes.
They put her on the spit on a red boat.
The boat was red, and she became red boat after that. Like she couldn't escape the red boat tag.
Why? I'm talking years.
Oh yeah.
Years. Wait, she was red boat because.
Well, the two dudes who committed the act couldn't stop telling everybody And they went and when they described it, they said there's this red boat that washed ashore that was abandoned.
Oh, and that's where they did it?
And that's where they did the deed. And she became Red Boat. That's horrible.
She loved that.
Can you imagine, like, in a derelict boat? You're just like...
Well, it's just like you're like cool enough to even experiment with these two dudes, and then they go around telling everybody, and like...
Not only that they did it, but the location.
Yeah. And then your name's Red Boat.
Yeah.
We had a girl, she got her period in 4th grade, and her nickname from then on was Woman. I'm talking until we graduated. People called her Woman.
Not as descriptive or as thought out as Red Boat.
Yeah.
But still, like,
Somebody
genius
married
in
Red
its
Boat.
simplicity. Yeah.
Like somebody's like Red Boat's probably a mom right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like 7 times over.
Yeah.
Does she
like,
think about it anymore? Like, people used to call me Red Boat.
No,
you don't think so? I think so.
I think there's a lot of people block out those things that probably aren't fond memories, and
Red Boat.
I would think that there'd be no need to recall that. What would you recall that for?
I don't know. We've been doing it for 6 years. Like,
you can't stop yourself from remembering like the slings and arrows of like.
Oh,
especially if it
day?
was harsh.
Not every day, but
like if you took a jibe
like
here
if you
and
saw
there,
a Red Boat,
you would immediately think, like, "Holy shit, it's Red Boat."
Has any fishing trip ever gotten sexy like that for you?
No. They there was this one guy. There was this one guy.
Thought you said it wasn't sexy.
You came back with a red snapper.
Who wanted to like hire strippers to come out on like fishing trips, because what we do is we'll rent like a boat, right, like a giant like boat. We'll go out there and then we'll just drink and then eat and fish. And one of the guys was like, "Why don't we hire some strippers?" And we're like, "Were you out of your fucking mind? Like you can't like bring women out into the middle of the ocean like strippers. Like God knows what they're gonna say. They're gonna come back and like open their mouth about.
They're not coming back.
Wait. Are you a joker at this point, or are you just a civilian?
No, I was civilian.
Imagine that. Like that. That's the like people you usually refer to civilian like as if you're like in
like you're not in the military or you're not in the mafia.
So what were you worried about though? Like what do you think was going to happen?
Look, I don't judge anybody for their occupation, but I'm just like I don't trust strippers. So it's like I'm not going to put myself in a situation where it's my word versus her word.
Well, is it like also what's a marine law?
Oh, maritime law.
Yeah.
Maritime law. You could have been married to those strippers.
Yeah, by accident,
those laws
just
are
by
all
catching
crazy.
like a fluke or something. Yeah, like I don't like that. That's why I've
You're
never
going to
had
catch something.
strippers.
It ain't going to be a fluke.
Well, I wouldn't touch them anyway, but it's like I'm just talking about like that's why I like these like when they have like girls come to rooms and stuff like that and do private shows and stuff. I'm not down with that either. I just don't like being in a situation where girls could claim whatever they want. Is how I feel.
You want to
Let me expand my
hard to get the name you have. You don't want it ruined by some silly indiscretion.
This is way before.
No,
like,
I'm not talking about your Joker name. I'm talking about the Quinn name.
Yeah. I don't need.
You don't need that.
He's like, let me expand my statement. I don't trust women.
You know,
you're right though. You're right. There was I can't remember. He was a judge on The Voice, some black guy, whatever.
Yeah.
He had one Flo Rida, maybe no, not him. Somebody.
CeeLo,
yeah. And he brought someone to a room, and then she said something happened, and there's no disputing it. It's immediately if something happens, or a woman says something happens, even if it didn't, it happened. Even if it's 100% proven it didn't happen, some people will still be like, it happened. Yeah. So you just don't want to get in that situation.
That's why when people always like. You're like, oh, you're on TV. Like, you must get laid all the time. I'm like, I never fucking get laid because, like, no fucking way would I do that. No way. I get laid much less now than I did before I was on TV because I just don't trust anybody.
Well, thankfully, Q, like the option of calling in strippers for our fishing trip wasn't even in that factor.
Okay,
we didn't even.
I hadn't considered it.
But the whole thing, like there was a commercial that I saw years ago that planted the seed to go fishing. It really affected me. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but like it was the whole thing that I always wanted to go fishing after seeing this commercial because I think it's the most well done commercial I maybe have ever seen on TV.
Okay.
Oh, can I play it for you guys?
This is including Super Bowl commercials and.
Oh yeah, I think it's the most like what's it called when it really just like it hit me and it really affected me.
Take me fishing. Because you're the coolest grandpa ever.
This kid's annoying.
Didn't really notice it at that point. It's on TV.
Take me fishing. So I can tell you what a great dad you've been.
Dad, my ear perked up and I actually picked my head up to what is this commercial?
Take me fishing. Because my wedding will be sooner than you think.
And that's when I get punched across the face. And I'm like, that's a jolt. And then this one.
Take me fishing.
Oh no, not this one.
And make me feel 16 again.
Oh, man.
It's the next one that just knocks you out.
He's dead?
He's being buried at sea.
Because I miss my boy. Rediscover the joy of boating and fishing. Visit TakeMeFishing.org.
And I remember seeing that commercial years ago, and I'd be like, what kind of fucking monster am I that I haven't taken anybody fucking fishing? I'm a piece of shit. How fucking...
She's going to be married.
You know, the kid's like 5 years old. She's like, I'll be married before you know it, so let's waste
true,
time
though.
fishing.
I mean...
Yeah.
There's some fucking wisdom in that commercial right there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I've never forgotten that commercial, and that's why I always had the idea that like we should all go fishing. I wish that you could have gone fishing with us, but your schedule is literally hell. It sounds like.
I know, it's hell.
You can't go fishing.
You can barely shit.
With
I
strippers.
shit once a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we went fishing and.
But are you naturally, before you even get into it, like you don't strike me as a fisherman?
No, but that right there sold me.
But anything could stand in for fishing there.
I agree with you. I agree
Right.
that like I tried to, because I said this is about 10 years old, that spot.
Okay.
So in the decade that I saw that commercial, I've substituted fishing with other activities.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, why don't I just do fishing?
Take me to the flea market. I'll be married before you know it.
Slow-mo shot of get him.
Dad!
Get it away!
I asked Bri, I was like, hey, man, you want to take the kids fishing? And he agreed.
Freshwater, saltwater? What are we looking at here? Those look like freshwater hooks to me.
Well, I really wish you were involved in this because I went
needed you.
I went out to Walmart and I bought all the kids' gear.
Yeah.
I brought them poles.
Right.
And it turns out I didn't realize that there's different equipment for different types of water.
Yeah.
So I brought freshwater.
It turns out you can't use a 2-foot pole in salt water and hope to catch anything.
Take me fishing so I can be disgusted with how inept you are.
But the thing,
So I can marvel at your incompetence.
Well, that's the beauty of it, though, is that like since none of the children involved had any clue about fishing,
They thought we
could
were
just bluff
smart.
our way through it.
I'm going to guess no fish were caught this day.
Well, what already? You're gonna? All right. Well, let's see.
Well, I don't know because saltwater fish are really like live bait guys. I mean, they go for lures and stuff like that, but
Oh, you think we didn't have live bait, huh?
So you think
I don't know. I'm not judging.
You're gonna go without even hearing.
Well, if you use this
second of audio, you're gonna go with the. You guys didn't catch anything.
If you use this equipment, I'm just looking at the equipment. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
All right.
But it doesn't. It's not about whether you catch anything.
We did catch something.
Okay. Red snapper.
I caught 10 because I stepped on a rusty hook.
All right.
No, I'm not. But like, maybe it wasn't something you put in a bucket.
Or even eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought we caught maybe something that you can't put a price tag on.
Yeah.
Like an old boot?
No, you could probably sell that. It was less than that.
Okay.
Well, less tangible anyway.
Yeah. Right.
So it looked like we were going to get rained out at first. It's nice all day, and then the skies open up, starts pouring.
I have questions before we even get to this. You pitch this to the children. Mm-hmm. What's their collective reaction to this?
Sage was like, sure, she'll do anything.
Right.
Yeah, Sage is definitely the kind of you can just suggest anything to her. It's nice. She's up for anything.
Yeah.
She's
like the
she's
main
gonna have a
of little
good time
kids.
doing anything.
Yeah. In fact, she was the next morning. My phone went off. Declan texts me sometimes early in the morning, and she heard it, and she goes, "Is that Walt?" And I said, "No." I said, "Why? Why would you think it's Walt?" She goes, "Can we go fishing?" She wanted to go again the next day.
That's sweet.
That's cool.
Okay, so you didn't have to do anything to get your kid to go.
No, I was just like, let's go.
I have a July 30th concert I have to go to in Philadelphia. At a church.
Okay.
At a church basement, I have to go to a concert. It's like, I'll go. But
Who is this group?
It's some female singer from Canada, that's from Ottawa. I don't even know who it is, but she's only appearing in the States. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, I'm told, and if she missed it, it would be devastating. And I was like, well, I want you to go fishing then. And she's like, fine, I'll go fishing.
All right.
All right.
So you do what you give and take.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. See, I don't remember that growing up where Edgar's like, hey, we're going to do this. And I'm like, well, how about... All right. Yeah, there were total concerts. Bing, 0.
I heard from Sunday Jeff's daughter Chloe that there was definitely some kicking and screaming on the way down from Ocean County to Monmouth County for this.
Sunday fishing. Jeff was upset he had to go.
No, his daughter. I think when his daughter was told that she had to go, there was some backlash.
And Harrison said he would go. This is kind of fucked up. I don't know.
Now, you've mentioned Harrison doesn't talk that much. And I probably haven't seen Harrison since the pool party. And he didn't talk much that day either. But I'll tell you what, though. I was one of the things I got out of the most at the end of the afternoon was I saw that kid smiling.
Yeah, he was happy. Time. Yeah.
So there was I caught.
Despite that, he didn't even have a hook on his fucking pole. It was a plastic fish on the end of it.
Okay.
And he just kept casting it out. I mean, I don't know what live fish would take that as. It wasn't a lure. It was
an Iron Man Avengers fishing pole I picked up on the quick because I didn't know Harrison was coming.
Right.
So I had to go get him a fishing pole real quick. So I had to go to Target.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I don't even know if this kid's even going to come. So I brought the cheapest pole I could find. And it may not have been a legitimate fishing pole. It may have been one that you just like give to a 2-year-old.
Right. For a bathtub.
Yeah, for a toilet or something.
All right.
And it had like a yellow plastic fish on the end of it. I thought you could take it off and put real bait on it, but Harrison was happy just fishing with that little pole.
Yeah, he didn't care. He had a good time.
Good. He did. Yeah, I didn't, and I think I made him even smile once and laugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know, or maybe he was about to start ready to cry. I couldn't tell, but.
Walt was tickling him nonstop behind some dunes.
The red boat washed up on the shore.
You're a red boat now.
like this boat just floats ashore. It's like the legend of like Bluebeard.
Comes out of a mist. So Yeah, like I say, we're going to go and nice all day until the exact moment we're supposed to leave, and it starts pouring out.
All right, that's great.
But it was a passing shower.
Overcast is better fishing anyway.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why? The fish comes
Because the sunlight, they'll tend to go down low.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. God was looking out for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, not so much that we caught any fucking fish. So we meet up at Walt's, and I was the first one there. Then Sunday showed up, and so Walt begins. I mean, haranguing is one way to put it. Immediately with like, I think the first clip is fishing a sport.
Well, to be fair, off mic though, Sunday Jeff walks through the door and doesn't say hello to anybody, just proclaims, "We're not going to catch anything, so don't worry about it." To his kid. I mean, negative right off the bat, and that got me all riled up.
Was Chloe worried that they were going to catch something? Was he trying to calm her down?
I think he was just trying to like set her up for disappointment.
Okay,
right.
That's the Sunday Jeff way.
When's the last time you were fishing?
Last time I was fishing was in Florida, probably about her age. Yeah,
but how come it doesn't tell me on the poll that this is not for saltwater? He hasn't been fishing in 30 years, and he's
I'm no expert.
but already he's telling us that I got the wrong poll, that we're not going to catch anything.
All right.
So that's how it starts out. I mean, it turned out Sunday Jeff was right about the polls. Maybe he was just trying to show Chloe his expertise, in
I
any
you know
given
what,
area.
and I didn't think of about that, but you're right though. That's what, and I should have allowed him that. I should have allowed him to impress his daughter with his fishing knowledge.
Yeah.
Should have taken that away from him that quick.
Yeah, he's like, I haven't been fishing in over 30 years, but I know a thing or two.
And but you know what though, he was right though.
Yeah, he was right. But I mean, anybody with eyes could see that.
That fishing pole I bought did not state that it was for anything but catching fish.
Well, it's like you could really fish with any pole, but it gets down to the strength of the fishing, the line,
the test as they call it, right?
And and the tackle that you have on the end of it. Because
that's the other thing. We had absolutely no supplies. Like, we didn't even have pliers in order to like squeeze the sinkers on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
all right.
It was the next time.
Yeah, I want her to.
When we're like, we want to see our girls again. Now I'm not even sure what.
Well, if you do one of those charter boats, I think it's like $30 a person, and they supply you with. With everything, all you do is show up with like sandwiches, and they give you the bait. They even put it on the hooks for you and stuff like that.
And then you got to take the captain to a concert later on. I'm not sure. I didn't label these clips, so we'll just listen to them and then we'll figure out what they are.
So that poll does not indicate that I couldn't go anywhere on the face of the planet.
You'll see if you see a saltwater pole, you'll see what the difference is.
So if you got on one of those charter boats and brought that,
yeah, they pretty much laugh at you.
Why? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that pole?
No, at this point, do you know? Like, are you just breaking balls, or are you seriously defending what is obviously a child's?
Because
toy?
I go out and I buy his fucking kid a pole,
right?
And he's not like, thanks.
He's an ingrate.
He's immediately going, yo, dope.
Was Alicia with you at this point?
She was upstairs.
Yeah,
right. She came down at the very last second, like thinking maybe we would cancel.
All right, I didn't know if he was berating you in front of your child.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like Walt did to him.
Is fishing a sport? Oh, yeah, stop it right there.
Okay.
That's the question I want to throw out to you. I didn't know that. I want to get everybody at the table's opinion on that, because I think that always was, I think, one of the most important questions I had. Is fishing a sport?
Whew. I think it can be, yeah. I think it can be. When you get into those big fish.
Like the marlin fishing and
where it takes like 2 hours to land a fish.
And they hook them in the eye.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful, right?
But to me, like sports, when you think of the word sports, you think of legends, you think of great sportsmen. And fishing just doesn't have that. There's no like Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods of the fishing world, is there? There's no like famous fishermen.
I bet you there are. We just don't know them.
Well, like even sports that I don't care about,
like NASCAR. You at least
yeah. At least I know about like
say Danica Patrick
or that or that dude who with Tom Petty or not Tom Petty, Tom.
Who's the guy that died?
Yeah,
Mario Andretti.
Nah.
But there's names. There's names that you can pull from memories of at least hearing about these sports.
Yeah, I mean, I just typed in famous fishermen, and there's a bunch came up. I don't know them, but you're talking about people who transcend the sport.
Yes, there you go.
Right,
like
right.
they'll be hawking something on TV. They're so famous.
Like Captain Ahab is most famous fisherman.
Well, okay. Aside from Pele. I guess he's the only, but who's another?
Giorgio Canale.
Okay.
Beckham.
I was gonna say Beckham.
I just mean the average person. Probably
there's a dude doing commercials now for some sort of SUV, and he kicks a soccer ball through the sunroof. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
That's a cool commercial. I don't wonder if it's real.
I don't know. I think it's a sport.
It's not a hobby
or pastime.
I think it can be a hobby, but so could sport.
It's true.
You know.
You don't have to be in shape, though, to fish, though, do you?
You don't have to really be in shape to golf.
I went.
You don't have to be in shape to golf. Like that guy.
But even bowling, though, has their Weber. Mike Weber was a famous bowler. There's at least one guy I can remember from every quote unquote sport. Yeah. And I wouldn't even consider bowling a sport, but you know what? There's at least.
Well, is hunting a sport?
Oh.
Do people hunt competitively?
I don't know. I don't think if I'm being the final judge, jury, and executioner,
right? I
say hunting is not a sport.
Well, if you're saying hunting is not a sport, then I would say fishing isn't a sport. Then by that same yardstick,
I'm open. I want to be convinced. I want to be swayed, but
trust me, though, we will get emails. We'll be like, "Fuck
I think it is because there's a sense of competition in fishing.
But against you versus nature, man versus nature.
Well, it's like golf. You against yourself. Catching a bigger fish, you against other
golf
people?
Against yourself? I thought golf was against another round.
Well, that's always the thing, though. Like golfers always say, you're always playing against yourself.
Oh, okay.
You're always playing against your own scores. You're always trying to top your own score. But I would say so because they do have competitions. They do have weigh-ins and stuff like that. I think it is. It is.
Have you ever been tested by a fish? Like, have you ever caught a fish and afterwards you're like, man, good thing I was young and strapping, or else I would.
No, I don't. I mean, I've caught sharks, but like the sand sharks that are all around in our area, and they put up a fight like crazy. But I've never been like, I don't think I'm going to land this. But they're pretty cool. I mean, some of those fucking striped bass put up fights, man. You're pulling them in for like 20 minutes. It's pretty cool.
Or like those giant tunas.
Yeah,
like, you would not believe how big a tuna fish is.
Oh, they're enormous.
Oh, yeah.
Like 800 pounds.
Dude, I used to work in the Fulton Street Fish Market, right, in high school.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I used to haul around those fucking giant tunas. It was insane.
You worked at a fish market?
The fish market.
How hard was it to get the smell of fish off you?
It was horrible. And it was from 1 a.m. till 10 a.m. 4 nights a week.
How long did you last at that?
I did 2 summers.
2 summers. Oh.
And I was ripped. I mean, fucking ripped.
Oh, yeah, you were like fucking...
full on, like abs, like everything.
Because of the job?
Because of the job. It was hauling giant amounts of... What happened is, like, at 1 a.m, the Fulton Street Fish Market, this is the one that Giuliani broke up from the mobsters.
Yeah, because like it was all controlled by the mafia.
Yeah.
Were you connected at the time? Is that how you got your job?
Is that how you got the job?
No, I got a job. One of the teachers in my school also owned one of the fish markets there.
Did you see any mob activity?
I didn't, but I did see a guy take a fish hook. It's like a giant thing, I know he did last summer, that guy, and fucking jam it into another guy's calf and fucking yank him off his feet. I saw a fight with one of those things.
Whoa.
They fucking tackled the guy. He got arrested, never saw him again. It was crazy.
I was your teacher.
I think it was 17. Yeah, he's like, nobody fucks with Frank. So yeah, but it was those fish get huge. But what happened was like at the beginning of every day, you would open up and then like all the fish markets and stores, restaurants would send their vans to the fish market. They would just walk through and place orders, and then they would have runners carry the fish to the vans, and that's what I did. So,
what kind of fish did you carry?
Everything. There'd be styrofoam boxes filled with ices with fillets on them. There'd be giant tunas, giant like all this shit.
They didn't have a hand truck?
They had a hand truck, but you couldn't always carry things with hand trucks. And even the hand trucks, those were all cobblestone streets down there. So you're pushing like 200 pounds over cobblestone streets. So by like your third week, you're in pretty good shape. But those fish smell was fucking rough. And I would take the Staten Island ferry back home at the end of the night. I just stank of fish. It was
like gross.
Yeah, but it was a good job. It was like a manly job. It felt good. Like this soft shit.
Tender hands. No calluses. No hooks in your legs.
No, nothing fun anymore. I got to retire this week or next week.
Oh, from the firehouse?
Yeah, I'm fucking majorly depressed. But anyway, let's keep going.
This is like a village in Ethiopia. If they don't fish, they die. Right? So like this is a life. They need this to live. Well, you know what I mean. There's like villages, if they don't fish, they're going to starve. So how can that be a sport then? It's not a sport because like fishing is almost like it's a necessity in some places, some parts of the world. Like if you don't fish, your community won't eat. That's what I meant.
Right.
How is that a sport then? That's like, this is just a way of life.
Well, the reason they were laughing is because I reminded you that Ethiopia was landlocked and they weren't fishing for shit.
Yeah,
it wasn't at your village, which is very true.
But like Africa there's a coastal parts of Africa where like if they don't fish,
the continent, it's surrounded. Yeah,
right. So if they don't fish in some of those coastal areas, there may not be anything to eat because nothing. I don't think it's not very. I thought it was like there's a lot of areas that are drought and nothing grows, right?
Yeah, I think that's more inland, but you're right. I mean, if you have a coast, it makes sense that you're going to have a fishing base.
But if they don't play soccer though, they're not going to die.
No, I've yet to see the statistics on Ethiopians dead from not playing soccer.
That's what I meant. Like sport usually doesn't mean like if you don't like you play it for. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Well, what's the definition of sport? I guess. Why don't we go into that?
Rules. There are no rules in fishing, right? Like anything goes. Like if you.
Well, there's rules in
I guess there's
competitive
rules in
fishing.
Competitive fishing, right? Like you can only use a certain amount of bait.
Yeah, and there's also certain seasons and stuff like that. But I definitely agree with you that it's not sport or all forms of usually competitive physical activity or games, which through casual or organized participation aim to use, maintain, or improve physical ability and skills while providing enjoyment to participants and, in some cases, entertainment for spectators. So, yeah, by that definition, I'd say it's a sport.
They don't really, and you don't see fishing telecast a lot.
Oh, sure you do. There's whole channels.
I'll tell you what, I was thinking about it this weekend when I was at the con, and in the morning I was just flipping around. There were like 3 different shows.
Absolutely.
Where guys are sitting there fishing, and I'm like, who the fuck?
I used to watch them in the firehouse all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of fucking, like, how bereft of fucking, of entertainment are you that, like, I'll watch fishing?
I used to play fishing video games.
Fishing video games, at least you feel like you're a part of the action.
Fuck, I just want to play one right now.
Right? I mean, come on. Who can sit there and watch fishing shows?
I mean, I never sat at home and watched it, but in the firehouse when we were making like lunch or something like that, I would definitely put it on and watch it.
Wow, I didn't realize there was fishing on TV. I never see it on broadcast. It's not like on ABC or CBS or NBC.
I bet you there is, dude.
Wow, is there?
Maybe, I don't know.
All right, maybe I owe the fishing world an apology.
We'll see. We'll see by the end of the show.
It's a sport.
It's not a sport.
Okay, there's Sunday Jeff. He was like, you ask him for his opinion, and he's like, it's a sport. He's like, it's not a sport. Again, you really emasculated him in front of Sunday Chloe.
It's a hobby.
Pastime. Is it baseball pastime?
No, baseball is a sport. It's a contrived sport, though.
And there's a clear winner.
Right. Now here it's just man versus nature.
Depends on the size of the fish you have. Technique as far as what bait you use. Is racing motorsports? Is racing a sport?
I think it's
a motorsport.
It's a motorsport.
Well, I know it involves a motor.
Yeah, I mean the difference between that and say bicycling, like they have the.
That's a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Bicycling.
Sure.
I think that's more a sport than motorsports because your fucking your engine's doing all the work. Your legs got to do in your sternum doing all the work.
I heard though that NASCAR you have to be really strong. Like you have to have like a lot of upper body strength in NASCAR to like.
Because they don't have power steering.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Why do they not?
And what about that dude who survived sac cancer and
Lance Armstrong?
Yeah.
The shame of bicycling.
But he was a world renowned bicyclist.
Right.
So it's got to be a sport then.
Yeah, right. He turned out to be a lying piece of shit though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is that proven?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was,
he was banned from the sport.
They took away his medals and shit
did
too.
they?
Yeah.
Okay. What about and now? Was the cancer caused by all the steroids?
I don't know.
I don't know, but it is. They also. I saw recently these. I think it was for Olympic trials or something. Somebody saw something on a person's bike, and it turned out they had like a little motor hidden inside like the seat column to help them. Like, I'm like, holy shit, man!
Wow,
like it's nuts what people will do. Let's see what this next part is. We're not fishing yet. We're still arguing with Sunday Jeff in the house.
Was ping pong a sport? Is pool a sport?
Well, again, I need to know. I need to know who the Michael Jordan is of all those sports, and then I'll consider it.
He wants to know who the Michael Jordan of ping pong is. Michael Jordan of pool. I think the Michael Jordan of pool is this Asian woman. She's really, really good at it. I can't remember her name though.
What about competitive eating, Q?
Well, like hot dog
I think you eat this. You ask that next.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay. Because I know there's a dude. There's a Black Widow. She's the queen. It's two Asian contestants who are like, I don't know if they still are, but years ago they were at the top of their game in competitive eating. And this dude she would just shove food down her mouth like it was nothing. Like it was basically like drinking water, like swallowing pies, and it was crazy. Even though there's a famous person involved in it, I still can't consider competitive eating a sport, though.
Sure.
What about competitive eating?
There's a winner, right?
Chloe, how many hot dogs can you eat in a minute?
All right, so that was the competitive eating.
You'll have fun.
Chloe, you didn't want to come? How come?
How many cookies you sell?
It's boring? I guarantee it's not going to be boring. Once you catch your first fish, you're hooked.
Okay, now that's Walt's first attempt at
fish humor.
At some fishing humor, yeah. It was talked over, but that didn't deter him.
Did anybody hear that? I've been waiting to use that fishing joke all day. Once you catch your first fish, you'll be hooked.
Crick, crick.
Nobody cared. That's what I was dealing with, Q. Yeah. A lot of people were like, by the end of the expedition, they're like, I'm like the Pied Piper of fishing. Like all the kids are following me. They're like, when are we going again? But initially, I had to break a lot of walls down.
Well, like kids. A lot of visionaries,
and I would also
you had to fight to let people see what you saw.
Yeah. I would also correct you and say I think they left out the word again. I think it was when are we going? So far, only Sage I think is the one that was like, "Hey, can we do this again? Can we do this right now?" Let's see what was next.
Is that your fishing outfit?
Okay, this is where you start critiquing your daughter's fishing outfit.
Oh, yeah, because she's wearing clogs.
She'd have clogs on.
Wooden shoes?
No, she did not have wooden shoes on. She had on like I don't know, like sneakers, like fashionable.
No, she didn't have sneakers on.
She had regular shoes on?
Yeah. No, she had like clogs on, like with heels and shit.
Do you know what clogs are? Are you talking like Crocs or?
She had like sandals with heels. Going down to the beach.
So the shoes that I eventually saw her in, that wasn't what she was wearing at first.
Didn't she put sneakers on?
Yeah, she was wearing sneakers eventually. That's what I thought.
I told
her
to put sneakers on.
Oh, okay.
With those nice shoes?
Where's your hat with the boys all over?
You don't have any sneakers?
like on Golden Pond.
You're going to the beach.
You know, next week we're going hunting, right?
Is that a sport?
I'm gonna buy you guys guns.
Yeah, that's okay. That'll
Sage doesn't need any.
You're lucky punk. We're having a Cheney, right?
Sunday Jeff just threatened to shoot you.
Yeah, he goes,
Did you catch that?
Cheney. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
If we brought the kids hunting,
It'd be pretty irresponsible, I
Right.
think, especially considering our lack of hunting skills, and then to put
Or
live,
license.
put real guns into the hands of children.
right?
Yeah, I think that we could be arrested.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could have even gotten in trouble because I think you're supposed to have a fishing license if you go fishing. But
Yeah, I you know
we
what?
fought
though?
the law and the law.
I find that to be that's government overstepping their bounds, telling citizens that I pay my taxes that make the beach that we went to beautiful. Why the fuck am I not allowed to put a pole in the water, but I could put my toe in the water?
I think because they got to pay fish and game wardens, that kind of shit.
Well, also that when you get the
I think it's
license-
more for like not for like where you went, but for like popular fishing areas.
See, that's the kind of stuff like that makes me go, man. You know, I want to start a militia because
I'm in.
the government is way too like if they're telling me that I got to pay because I want to go fishing one time, I got to go and get licenses for all the people involved. That's
It's ridiculous.
that's out of line.
You think so?
I think
You think
so.
the government takes too much money?
What?
How come everybody else's are already put together? This one's in like 10 pieces.
Okay, so
We're on the beach
we've
now.
arrived and we're on
Yeah.
the beach, yeah. And Walt's daughter is questioning as to why everyone else's poles are put together and he's still wrestling with getting hers together.
Thank God that Sunday Jeff did come because he was the only. I think he knew what to do. He was able to put all the poles together.
Yeah.
Brian knew what he was doing though.
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I had to depend on Walt though to get the line through the final little loop. I kept missing it by like 2 centimeters. I'm like, it looks like it's going in.
Our eyes are so bad. Yeah, like we struggled like hooking
Right.
you know, like putting a sewing needle.
Yeah, through the grommets on the.
Yeah, we struggle with that. Like for many attempts were made because our eyes are so bad.
Okay. Well, that's not your fault.
No.
We didn't bring our glasses. We didn't bring our readers.
Oh man, he's already fishing already, and you're still on the sidelines.
Ow! I'm done.
Sorry.
So that's Walt critiquing his daughter because Sunday Jeff has assembled his pole and is already casting, and she's like, I don't know how to do this, and he's like, look at you, you're a failure.
Where did you guys go? Where was this?
Down the beach, like a little bit, like literally like 2 minutes from my house. There's a
Not
beach.
Sandy Hook or anything?
No. But there were fishermen out on a pier. We didn't go bother the fishermen, but we stayed. We gave them a respectful distance from the real fishermen.
Plus,
out
we
there.
didn't want to walk a half mile to get to the pier. It was so far away.
Keep it up high like that, so no one gets it in the eye.
You're going to want to remember this. Okay?
Has there ever been injured while fishing?
I've had hooks in my hands and stuff like that. Yeah, but not like an eye.
No major injuries.
No, I've definitely had hooks. One guy I know we had to cut the hook. It went through, so they just kept it through and then clipped it off and then did that.
Yeah, because to try to pull it out, it has that barb on it, and you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Sage hooked Ming's bag. He, he had this bag that he was wearing with all his podcast stuff in it, and he had a microphone. And Sage moved the pole, and it hooked his bag and started tearing the fabric. And I could tell he's like, "Not my podcast bag."
Do you want to put something on Enda Harrison's besides a plastic toy fish? Having a great time. Sage and Harrison definitely you could see that they had a good time.
Absolutely. I eventually just took the hook off of Sage's so she could do it by herself. I'm confident she would have done it for hours longer if we didn't leave. I just put some heavy stuff on the end so she could practice casting out there.
Right.
having no idea that like only the stupidest of fishes would bite whatever it was. It was like this like tied up piece of rope on the end,
right.
just to give it a little weight.
You want me to cast it?
Okay.
Let me cast it, and then you can hold it.
What do you mean? Where do I go?
Yeah. How do I cast?
I don't know if you heard that last part, but
I did.
Like Walt's like, I'll be the one casting this, and she's like, well, what do I do? And then he says something else, and then you hear him very quietly goes, how do I cast this to Sunday Jeff?
It ain't easy. It's not easy to learn how to flick it.
No, it's hard, man. And if you go too fast and don't keep the right tension, then it can loop. It can tangle.
I'll say this. I may not believe it to be a sport, but there is definitely a skill level that you have to have, and that I guess can only be acquired through going numerous times, right? You just casting a rod, it takes a certain level. Like Bri could do it. Bri had it though.
Yeah, I had my wrist action going on.
Yeah. Nice. Was there any? Did any of the children bring up any moral quandaries about?
Yes.
Hooking a fish through its mouth and yanking it from the water into the air.
I don't know if we got it on audio, but I know my daughter was concerned about wanting to throw it back as soon as we caught it, and I agreed that we definitely wouldn't kill any of the fish.
Not going to eat them.
Even Sage, I was like, if we catch a fish, I was like, you're going to eat it? She goes, gross, Dada.
Okay.
Yeah. So no one. I think Sunday Jeff set the expectations very low by immediately pronouncing that no one would catch a fish the second he walked through the door.
Right.
But it didn't seem like anybody really cared if they caught a fish.
No.
They were just,
Do you struggle with the moral aspect of fishing?
You know what? There have been times where I've been like, it's got to suck to do it. But I usually eat what I catch, so it's kind of like I don't feel that bad about it, Because I got to eat.
Not doing anything.
What did you? Wait.
Take your finger off the button. Vic told me to keep it on the button.
So that's where Sunday Jeff pays you back in front of your daughter.
Yeah. Well, people are telling me conflicting things. Ming says keep your finger on the button. Jeff says keep your finger off the button. So
yeah, you have to keep it on the button until the very last second when you snap it, and then you let it go. Because if you hold it down, then the line will come out. I mean, if you let it, so you gotta,
okay. I'm trying to figure out which sort of reel you have on, but I guess
it was this reel with. I'll bet you there's super expensive reels too, right? Like,
oh my dude, that's the most expensive part.
Oh really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I brought the cheapest rods I could find at Walmart, but Walmart also had rods that were crazy amounts of money, hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, the reels get up there.
Did you ever go fly fishing, Q?
Nah, I don't have the patience for fly fishing or the skill. You want to talk about skill? Like that's something
like where they're going like this, like trying to make it look like a fly's landing on the water, and then a fish will jump up.
That's why they call it fly fishing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never knew why. No, that must take some skill. I also was very surprised and happy, when I went to Walmart and I saw how fishing is marketed equally to male and female.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean the amount of female-centric fishing equipment was surprising.
Like pink
to me.
rods and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm all for gender equality.
Yeah, I didn't realize
you mentioned that in the audio too.
In the audio, yeah. I don't know. I guess growing up from entertainment, like film and TV, you see a lot of boys fishing,
right?
But I guess I'm wrong. I guess I would be wrong though to think that.
Why don't you put some bait on your dubs?
I'm good.
You don't want to touch them?
No, I'm good.
I got the most engorged bloodworms possible. Ooh, those are good.
Oh man, those are nasty.
You got worms?
We got some worms, yeah.
Oh shoot!
I stopped at a bait shop and
night crawlers.
Night crawlers, I think
they had legs.
Did they have legs? No, they're regular worms. They're bloodworms.
They're big, fat, thick worms.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, they look like earthworms, except real fat and long. And they were in this like real rich, loamy looking
night
soil.
Crawlers they have claws that come out on the end.
Can they bite you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And fish like night crawlers better than regular worms?
Well, I think it's just what they've always sold. I don't know why. I don't know if they're tastier or anything like that. But they got the creepy claws, man.
I went to Julian's bait store next to us, and it's the first. I mean, you can tell it's an old school fishing store because there's a guy in there smoking.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of place.
Yeah.
And I mean, just wall to wall shit that I'm like, I don't recognize anything. Like,
And is there any wall space not covered by fishing paraphernalia?
No, there's fishing shit everywhere. And some of it looks like it's been there 100 years. You know. But the place has been around for 100 years, so it would make sense.
Am I wrong?
Like up here.
No.
Am I wrong?
I want a worm. You got to put that on your
I
pole.
don't think anybody wants a worm. You want to put it on your pole, buddy?
So I'd say she was the only one who would, out of any of us, who would actually hold one of the
Oh,
worms.
really?
Yeah. So she's
like terrorizing us with the worms. Like, oh, you want a worm? Putting it in our faces.
yeah. Nobody wanted a worm. It turned out we got a big snake in our area, Walt. It's I'm talking like this, like a fire hose, thick. It keeps coming out of the water and like coming by like to sun itself. Like on the sidewalk.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like right where I live.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, it'll come out of the water. I don't know what kind
Where's
of
your water by
snake it
your
is.
house?
Like that. There's that big pond.
Oh,
right,
okay.
You know?
Oh, all right.
That doesn't sound safe exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind he is. I don't know. I'll look up real quick.
Is it a constrictor?
I don't know. They act like it's a fucking king cobra. Snakes. Native. Black snake, right? That's what I thought. He was all black, so. Do they bite, black snakes? Like, will they bite you? Or?
They're not that aggressive.
Nah.
No, but they eat mice and rats.
They eat mice and rats?
And
If
I'm
you
no
have a
expert.
mice or a rat problem, he's a good guy to have around.
Let's see. Black snakes. It's exactly what he looks like.
Is that the term? That's his given name. By
That's exactly what he
it's
looks
called
like.
Black Snake.
Oh,
Yep,
he
there
is
is,
black
right?
and he is a snake.
Yeah, that's him.
Is that he doesn't have a more proper term than that name?
Are you putting racial implications
No,
in
but
that?
it seems so unimaginative.
Well, they used to be called colored snakes, and before that, Negro snakes. I think in these PC times, African American snake, maybe, I don't know. Eastern garter snake or eastern.
That's like calling a
hognose
cardinal
snake.
red bird or a crow black bird.
Well, people
They
care
do,
about
right?
birds.
Are those actually different kinds of birds? I think, right? Blackbird, magpie, crow. Like, are they all raven? They're all like sort of the same but different. All those guys. Let's see. What do they say about him? Oh, dealing with black snakes around your home. They will kill and eat other snakes.
So don't.
They're fairly slow moving and often freeze. If they get upset, they might rattle their tail. You see a snake rattle in his tail. I'm like, goodbye, world. You don't even know. Yeah, it says they eat mostly rodents, lizards, and birds. They emit a musky smell when threatened. They don't keep poisonous snakes away. They don't mate with copperheads, and they are not completely harmless. Those are some common black snakes myths, just in case you're wondering, all right? If you see a black snake by your house.
I hope to never see a snake by my house.
I got about 25 minutes left. How much?
Okay. Well, we'll keep going. Here we go.
Yeah.
Just cut the line?
Did I cut that cut the line?
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah,
It's a good thing you're not a surgeon.
Great.
That's our lack of pliers made it so we had to use these craft scissors to try to crunch the weights onto the line. And Walt tried to crunch it, and he cut the line itself.
Well, you had the little pea ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little sinkers. Is that what they call them? Sinkers.
Yeah, where you put the line in,
Yeah.
and then you're supposed to loop it around it. You know that? Did you guys do that?
Oh, we were trying to crunch it so it's stuck on.
Yeah, what you do is you put the line in, and then you loop it around, and then crunch it so it doesn't slide up or down.
Yeah, we didn't do that. But I like Sundays, Jeff. Jeff, you sure did.
He sounds defensive all the time, Sunday, Jeff. He's always.
Wouldn't you be around him? I mean, what the fuck?
But I'll tell you what, though. I mean,
he walks through the door. He's like, "Who's a fucking Michael Jordan of motorsports, jerk off?"
I tell you what, though. He brings the energy up immediately, though, and I wouldn't want to do anything without involving him. Just love having him around.
I agree.
I love having him around.
How old is Chloe?
She's 10.
Too young to bring to a live show to see how people respond to it, Dad.
We did talk about that though. If she and his wife went to the show,
their heads would pop.
They'd be like, "What is going on? Why are they calling him Sunday Jeff?" First of all,
why are they standing and cheering?
Right.
Why are they giving him standing O?
Why is that girl throwing panties at the stage? What is happening?
He's a secret.
He's
life.
beloved, and I tell you, just having him there just makes. It's like nothing can go wrong. It feels like
he's coming to the Gramercy show.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's not what we're supposed to say.
I haven't officially asked him, but Giddim's officially on board.
Giddim's officially.
I got the paperwork signed by Gidim.
Okay,
his contract's all in order.
Give it to me. No, give it to me.
This way. There's no problem. No.
Okay.
Who's arguing right
So you're
now?
probably wondering what's going on here, where she's like, "Give it to me, give it to me." It was Walt taking his daughter's cell phone away from her. She claimed she was checking the time. He immediately confiscated it.
We're there to fish, not to look at your updates.
Right.
So nothing happens to it. It's fine.
Stop.
Fine, we're almost ready to go. Then you need two hands for a fishing pole. You can't have one hand on your phone and one hand.
It's in my pocket.
I don't want the phone to get wet. Imagine that.
Imagine that. You just have to get another one.
No, we couldn't. We don't have any insurance on this one.
No, is that bullshit? Is that really? That has nothing to do with it, right?
What?
Because you start offering up reasons as to why she can't have the phone. Because she can't fish with one hand and look at it with the other. And God forbid it should fall in and get wet.
Well, it's all factors.
And you said the Sunday Jeff, you're like, we don't have any insurance on this one.
Yeah, but we already used our one free upgrade or whatever it's called when a phone breaks.
Right.
Plus, I want her paying attention.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, she's more interested in what's on her phone than what's in that water.
And I'll say this much. After you did it, she took it with good humor. She wasn't like a sulky little bitch like so many fucking kids would be. Like so many kids would just sulk and be like, ugh.
How old is Alicia?
She wasn't like that at all.
She's 12.
12.
Wait, who's 12?
Alicia.
She's 12?
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm even more impressed with her humor now that I know she's 12.
Now this has to be held.
You just have to, it doesn't have to be held the whole time. What are you doing?
Why is it so hard to get out?
Wait, give it to me. I did it first time.
Yeah, but you didn't get it far enough out into the ocean, though.
Okay, now it bears mentioning we're not fishing in the ocean. We're fishing in the bay. That's Walt and his daughter arguing over who's going to cast it. And she's like, hey, I did it last time. He's like, yeah, but not good enough. We're ocean fishing, don't you know?
Watch your shoes.
I've never seen a man so concerned with footwear while going fishing. Sounds like Ming.
Are you guys on rocks or a beach?
To the beach.
No, we're just,
Beach.
yeah, it's
Okay.
like, and it's not like there's any sort of like, surf coming in. It's almost like a lake. It's so calm at this point. And he's like, watch your shoes. The leather will swell.
It doesn't go anywhere. Bring it over here and see if he can help you.
Great.
Can you help her cast it? We can't get it in the water.
Okay, so it went from like, I'll be the one casting this to like, all right, you try, to like, well, fuck, neither of us can do it. So Sunday Jeff, help us, please. We're having a hard time with this sport.
At any point, Walt, are you looking at your daughter being like, one day she'll be married, and I'm glad I did this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it came through.
Yeah. The whole time. It doesn't matter if I can't get it in the water.
Right.
It's the experience. I'm a living testament. It's dangerous. I just hooked myself.
All right, that's so he hooked himself.
Where?
Right there.
Oh man!
The hook went into my arm, and my daughter, when she saw it, her face turned white.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, I looked down, I was like, ooh, I could. And I got to be honest, it kind of changed my opinion because I didn't realize how painful it was. Those fish, if they could feel pain, this is not the feel good hobby I thought it was for. Well, at least maybe for the humans it is. But Jesus, that's a hook going into your body,
and then you're getting yanked by it.
Oof, yeah.
While you fight against it, wondering what's going on.
You're like flipping all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walt immediately regretted taking her phone away. He was like, call 911. He's like, I can't. My phone's in your pocket.
But yeah.
He's halfway in the water.
Well, it was painful.
Oh,
I was the only one who got
my
injured.
kingdom for insurance.
Oh, fortune's turn.
This activity is geared to both boys and girls equally, which I think, they're like, this is, I was under the
equal opportunity.
I was under the misunderstanding that this was like a boys' activity,
Not only men like us fished. I mean, are you running for office or something? Jesus Christ!
I try to tell the girls because it's don't feel like this is something that.
It didn't appear any of them were feeling that way. They're looking at us. They're like, they're 3 times older than us. They have no clue as to what they're doing. My dad thinks that's the ocean.
But it proves that, you don't have to be strong.
Wait.
Okay, yeah. I caught that too. It is attempt to not be sexist. It's like even the weaker sex can handle a fishing pole.
Well, you got to be stronger than the fish. That's it. You don't have to be fast.
You're trying not to be sexist. I like that. You're trying.
He gave it his best shot.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be fast, in other sports.
Or smart, or
if you're smarter than a fish and stronger than a fish and a girl,
you don't have to be pretty.
Yeah, you can be as ugly as a fish if you're a girl, and you can still maybe catch a fish.
Why, did I come across as cavemanish there?
No, not at all. I mean, your best attempt to be enlightened is awesome. But I hear what you're saying, though. It's like when you think about like when we were growing up,
think
like
of Tom Sawyer.
Yes,
you think of
Huck Finn. Yeah,
Yeah.
and when people are like, "Oh, I'm going fishing," it was like always a boy and their dad.
Yeah. So I like I said, my eyes were opened, and it's a good thing. Like everybody can enjoy this activity.
Even broads can fish.
Well, I guess just stronger than a fish.
Okay.
And you don't have to be fast or tall.
There you go, Jay Sarge. You can go fishing. I never knew. I was being held back. As long as you're taller than the fish. He's like, do you know how much work I've done for you, cocksuckers?
Well, the only way this would ever came up is if he brought it to our attention.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm going to meet him I'm doing Salt Lake City Comic-Con, and he lives out there, so I'm going to hang out with him.
You're going to like him. He's
and
cool.
I would have been taken aback. I would have been shocked. I would have been like,
give you the heads up.
Yeah, no one told me you were grotesquely short. Why was I not made aware of this? I'm going to look real tall next to him, huh?
Well, I'm hoping that he takes it.
That he wears lifts. Oh, come on, keep up, bro.
I'm hoping he realizes this is all in good fun.
He's heard enough episodes. He gets it.
I met him. I'm telling you, he's
got a good sense of humor.
He's got it.
He's got a glow.
He's loving it right now.
Okay, yeah, is he?
Yeah.
I hope.
I hope so.
Short in stature, tall in humor. Jay Sarge. He knows what he's doing.
I am impressed with your level of determinability.
Determination.
Determination. You're not just just throwing it out there and just letting it be.
No, I do everything 100% or not at all.
I was impressed. Like Brian really gave it his all that afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
He was not, he was not willing to not give it 110% to try to get that line out deep enough.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm not going to catch a fish, I'm going to do it right.
Did you fish? Yeah, I did fish, but I didn't get anything.
You're not giving up that quick. You're not giving up that quick.
No daughter of mine.
No, never.
You don't leave here until you got a couple fish in your hand. So that's Sage asking Alicia, like, if she's fishing, and she's like, yeah, I did fish, but I'm not getting any more. Walt's like, oh, no, you don't. I didn't spend $16 on these poles. I bet you they were a lot, right? All those poles?
About $100 for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Shit.
for everybody's gear.
To be honest, none of us wanted to come.
No, really?
Okay, that's Sunday Chloe interjecting with, as if there was like girls huddle up. Now nobody wants to be here, right? Like I'm not wrong about this.
Wow.
I'm just going to tell them flat out.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to be here.
She's like, look,
I'll be the
asshole,
bad guy.
Here's
I'll
the
be
news.
bad guy. But she wasn't speaking for the group, though, right? Like
I think she got a good vibe from everybody there.
Nobody wants to be here.
Is that true? So when your dad asked you,
Sweet?
Chloe,
I said yes because I lied.
did you lie? Why'd you lie?
Because when I got picked up from school, I did not want to pick up.
Oh yeah. So what turned the tide? So you said you had finally agreed to go. Turn the tide.
Is that more
More fishing humor?
Did you guys get that? Should I say it again?
Jay Sarge has got to be falling down laughing now. Right?
It's not a far fall, so he's okay.
Well, you're here, so you had to agree.
Mom drove me. She forced me to.
She forced you to.
Yeah. What was the?
What was the alternative? What were you going to do instead? Just go home, go on your phone, go on your computer,
The contempt.
Do shit you enjoy.
Yeah.
like you do every day.
He knows Chloe so well.
I'm more talking to her than you.
He goes, I'm more talking to her than you.
I was pointing to my daughter. I was speaking to my daughter through Chloe right there.
Like glaring at
So
Alicia.
subtle.
Were you being honest about the schoolwork, or was it like, I will
go home and no, I have to do schoolwork. I have to do a project.
It's very impressive how the kids don't mind ripping into the parents.
Not at all. It was, yeah. And that was when it first came up that I guess Alicia had a project to do. And she was like, yeah, I have schoolwork. And I'm like, what kid is like, oh, I'd rather do schoolwork than anything else. But apparently kids are different these days. Like they care.
She stresses out about homework, though.
Yeah. Because at one point I think she was like, I have 100. She's like, I don't want to, she doesn't want to mess it up.
Wow.
She's like obsessive about schoolwork, though, and getting like the top grade that she can get to the point where I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like you can miss one thing. Like if you don't get 100 on something, don't take it so you can't stress out about it. It's not a big deal.
Right. Look how Brian's breathing through his mouth. He's on TV.
Look at him.
This is more important than any project.
No, it's not.
You think you're going to remember the project you had to do today?
100. I have to keep it at 100.
But you think you're going to remember that? But in 20 years from now, you think you're going to remember that project you had to do? Or are you going to remember more than the afternoon you went fishing for the first time in your life?
I don't remember it when I'm at that third-rate community college because you didn't let me do my schoolwork.
Like you said, though, I mean, you think anybody's really going to remember a project that they had to turn in, or will she remember when she went fishing?
I literally remember one project all through high school, one that I had to do. It was in 8th grade, and I did a paper on Wade Williams, Atlanta child murderer. And
That's the one you remember.
That's it. That's the only one I recall
Makes
because
sense.
I was so into it. Yeah. Otherwise, I couldn't tell you.
I
one
remember
project.
that because that was the dude with the afro, and he was throwing kids off bridges.
Yep.
Did you get 100 on that one?
Oh yeah.
You were stressing out, more obsessed about that than Alicia.
I was like, Alicia, I know how you feel. Like, what serial killer is your project on?
There's a bond that can be built on a fishing line that's more powerful than a fishing line.
Okay, now you missed it because it was quiet. I'm gonna try to boost it up. But Walt says that, and his daughter goes, "I'm gonna use that as my senior quote." Hands down, best line of the day.
Oh wow, she's good.
It made me laugh so hard.
She's good.
But do you? I'm sure you, like you said, like you have memories going with your dad.
Yeah, my mom too.
And your mom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I would like to do more stuff like we don't need to record it, but I would love to do more things with all that group like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would love for us to go on a vacation, like a vacation all together. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. I would definitely do it.
I mean, I think it'd be awesome. I mean, that's when I'm at. I think that's when I'm having like the best time now because everyone's laughing and telling jokes.
Yeah, everyone was happy. Yeah.
Why don't you pick like a strategic con or two to go to that has good stuff in the area and bring the kids?
I would love to do that.
We wrapped it up and then Walt left the poles there.
You left the poles?
I left the poles there for somebody else to use because I didn't think it was unlikely we would ever go fishing again. So I thought maybe passing on to somebody who would actually maybe take them and maybe do some fishing that they with the poles that we would never do.
But how did you just leave them in the sand or did you
I put them up.
Threw them in the water.
No. I put them. I shoved them into the sand up by the entrance to the beach.
Okay.
And I figured, and I took my dogs there a couple days later, and the fishing rods were gone. So somebody took them. It'll be put to good use. You know?
Young hooligans whipping each other with them.
There's a hate crime in the newspaper involving them.
They're looking for the person who purchased them for the kids. and no fish were harmed. No worms were even harmed because I took the worms home and put them in the soil and let them.
Oh, all right.
Go.
Maybe that's why that snake's coming around.
Yeah, I know. Maybe eat some sort of radioactive shit and turn into a giant snake. But yeah, that was the Father's Day fishing expedition.
Nice.
Like you say, Walt, possibly the first of many. We got to figure something out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to do family outings like that.
Yeah.
Why don't we try a charter boat one?
I would love it.
Yeah,
definitely.
You won't throw up on a charter boat, huh?
I've been on a charter boat. I went on Timmy's. My old boss had a birthday party on a charter boat, and I went on it. That was fine.
Did you fish or no?
No, we just drove around and looked at New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. From a safe distance. All right, Walt. Touch of modern. Now, Father's Day's coming up. What do you hope for? What's your dream gift?
Ooh. Anything off the website Touch of Modern.
Okay.
Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Just you could just randomly go on the site and blindly pick something, and you're probably going to be happy with it.
Okay. Well, for only $275, you can get this wearable base system.
What does that do?
It kind of looks like a camelback, like a. I mean, you wear it like that.
Oh, that makes the tunes come out of your back?
It's I guess for more bass.
Like a Bluetooth?
I don't know if you actually have to connect it. Let me see.
That's so if you're running, you can listen to your tunes.
If you're running, you're walking, the most immersive audio experience available, used in studios around the world.
That can't be obnoxious to people around you, right?
Oh, no, not at all. Oh, wait, no, it says it is quiet to the outside world.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's very considerate of everyone else. There's an absinthe drinking glass. I need one of them from my experience with absinthe last time. Tactical flashlights, watches, artistic lollipops, bags, phone accessories. Dude, they have it all. They have it all, and it's cool stuff. And what they do is they shop around. I guess they look for the coolest stuff they can possibly find and offer it for a limited time. And with Father's Day coming up, get your dad or boyfriend or husband or whomever something from Touch of Modern. Look at this. Gerald Henta Arena Perpetual Calendar watch, $25,000. I need one of them. But they have less expensive stuff too.
Yeah, so I'm saying it runs what's it called? Runs the gamut.
Yeah.
You have your high-end pieces on the site, and you have your some things not as quite as expensive.
Right. Exactly. So if you go to touchofmodern.com, just check it out. Even if, you want to look at stuff, you're like, I'll never be able to afford that, but it must be cool. You can grow your own avocado tree. Well, come on. Who else is helping you do this aside from touchofmodern.com?
Tell him, Steve Dave. If somebody was going to get hooked this afternoon, I'm glad it was me, though. I'm glad I didn't invite somebody to get hooked, at least. Right? I can live with that.
I was hoping it would have been Sage.
What are your final thoughts on fishing?
You know what you want to do when you grow up now?
No.
Scale of 1 to 10. Give it a number.
A 0.
0?
He didn't include 0.
Yeah, 1 to 10.
10 being the best, 1 being like you'd rather be at a dentist.
5.
I'll take it.
5, that's average.
That's pretty good. 5's
Good average.
Pretty good. Alicia,
for a
what about
first
you?
time.
Closer. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, what's the one thing you hate to do the most? School, dentist, what do you hate to do?
Nothing.
So you hate, you do that all the time, though, do nothing.
Getting your phone taken away.
There you go. So what would you give it, a number?
A 2.
2?
So slightly above the most hated thing that you like to
I don't
do.
want you to panic, but I think your dad got hooked and all the blood drained out of his legs.
Wow.
They're very white. They're very.
Hashtag you only live once.
Did your dad say that a lot at home?
No.
You know what? I don't know if there's ever been more inappropriate place for a hashtag than fishing, though. Right?
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
What?
A hashtag.
Do I know what a hashtag is? It's something for fishing, right?
Yeah.
You put it on the end of your pole?
Yeah.
You catch all the trolls with a hashtag, right?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah! Yeah!
Face. You didn't know your dad was so internet savvy, did you?
What would you give it, Jeff, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10? 1 being that you're at the dentist getting a root canal, 10 being you're on a cruise.
Definitely not a 10.
And he tries to untangle his line.
Well, what would you give it, though? I knew it wasn't going to be a 10, but I don't think it's root canal either, is it?
No. Not yet. 5. I give it a 5.
Give it a 5, solid 5. What are the Johnsons given? She looks like she's having a great time.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to average out our experience, yeah, I'm going to go as high as a 7.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Because she'll
What do you
literally
think?
stand there for
Well,
hours doing that.
Even with a gaping wound in my arm after getting hooked, even with not being able to cast my hook out into the ocean, I think the Flanagans have to give it a realistic number. I already got it. She gave it a 10 because she wants her cell phone back.
I don't know if that was part of the...
I don't think that was a real accurate grade, but I'm going to give it a solid 7.
C average. That's pretty good. It's passing.
Not for getting hooked in an arm. I give it like a 1, but...
Well, you know, I'm tough. You know your dad's tough. He doesn't care about getting hooked in the arm. If I even got hooked in the face, I'd still be here.
Even if he couldn't get it out, I'd go to work tomorrow with like 6 hooks in his face.
I'll be there at 12:30. Start at 12.
I'm curious, what did you get your cell phone taken away for?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just...
She was too busy looking at the cell phones. I was like, give me
I was checking the time.
It's like,
You're never going to catch a fish holding a phone.
And no, it dropped, and then you picked it up and put it in.
Plus, I also didn't want it to get wet.
She's got the stopwatch on. She's watching the seconds of her life tick away.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present for your delectation the Dust Jackets. With a composition they present to you and dedicate to J.K. Rowling. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, John. Now, I'm here with my man, Philip Truman, and we're going to tell you about something you'll know about. We're talking about J.K. Rowling, #1 authoress on the planet. Yeah, I agree. The Queen of Quidditch. We love you. You're a little like token with a lot more cleavage, a little less Masonic and a lot more teenage.
I really like wizards, I really like school, so I really like the way that you combine the two.
How about a book about zombies at college, skipping roll call, pour brains on the porridge?
What about a witch doing teacher training, a softcore story with a little bit of caning?
How about an exorcist at nursery school, ordaining toilet training and playing the fool?
Do you ever get the feeling of deja vu?
Hey, I think I had that during Harry Potter 2.
When I worked in Woolworths and I was selling chocolates, I supersised the pick and mix with Chamber of Secrets.
When your new book's out, I'll probably read it on the net, cause I don't pay for anything and that includes sex.
J-K-R-O-W-L-I-N-G. You do what you do, and it mystifies me. H-O-G-W-A-I-T-S. You're showing the world how you handle success.
Now that I've spelled out my deepest intentions, I'd like to commend you on your greatest inventions.
Let's start with Harry and his Thunderbolt Mark. Are you in a valley? Am I pissing in the dark?
He speaks to the snakes, but that doesn't mean he's tripping. You hang out with all types when you're an orphan.
But he made lots of friends when he got into school. It wasn't his catchment, but they said it was cool.
Ron and Hermione, he's ginger, she's tiny. They step in just in time just to save Harry's hiney.
Dumbledore also keeps a close eye on it, but he doesn't break the rules cause he'll get in a shit.
And what's all this jive about his top secret army?
Those fuckers are pumped like their motherfucking army.
Didn't you catch him in the YMCA?
Yeah, he was recruiting, but that doesn't mean he's gay.
J-K-R-O-W-L-I-N-G. You do what you do, and it mystifies me. H-O-G-W-A-I-T-S. You're showing the world how you handle success.
There's a rumour on the net you've had a nip and a tuck.
But they're just player haters and I don't give a fuck.
I guess you gotta do what you do to survive.
And at least you won't be sagging at 105.
What comes next now it's all run its course? And Harry got his cock out in a play about a horse.
You killed Richard Harris, but I'm sure he was proud. At least they cast someone who was better than Dow.
She's a serpentine queen with her Gordon Brown dreams of quasi-mystic magic reeks of evil extreme.
Nah, she just writes books, that's as far as it goes. I sense no agenda in her magical prose.
But I've done research on conspiracy forums.
Ah, that's just a soapbox for crackheads and morons.
But what about the clues that she spreads through her books?
Ah, she's not Dan Brown, you motherfucking cooks.
J-K-R-O-W-L-I-N-G. You do what you do, and it mystifies me. H-O-G-W-A-I-T-S. You're showing the world how you handle success. J-K-R-O-W-L-I-N-G. You do what you do, and it mystifies me. H-O-G-W-A-I-T-S. You're showing the world how you handle success. J-K-R-O-W-L-I-N-G. You do what you do, and it mystifies me. H-O-G-W-A-I-T-S. You're showing the world how you handle success.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.